Collective. Welcome to Mindful Message number 3. This one is why birth signs or astrology signs help you understand people better. So I made a little handy dandy list. Why did I study astrology in college? You know, I was in pre-law and people were laughing at me because I was this brain and then this mystic at the same time, and they couldn't believe that I would take a class like astrology when I was trying to study law. But I learned so much about people just by learning what each astrology sign is like. Granted, when you read about your sign, there's going to be things that really drive with you and hit home, and there's going to be things that don't. Everybody at the end of the day has their own mind, and we have a lot of different signs in our charts, and you can take on different personality traits by your moods as well. However, your distinct birth sign tells you a lot about how you handle things, your love language, or really just anything about you that's customized generically. It can't be distinctive to every person, but generically I find most of the characteristics by each sign to be true. So it helps you understand a person's core values. Like, do they value work? Do they value success? Do they value money? Each sign has a different house or a different focal point. It doesn't mean that all of them aren't important, but that's what they hyper focus on. There's a lot of signs that are more homey, nurturing, good parents, care more about creating a family. Then there's other people that are go-getters, driven, trendsetters, breaking records. Famous people have a dream and they're just not going to quit, and they make that their focus. You can tell a lot about that kind of person by their astrology sign. So if you're interested in someone, you can tell a lot about what they find important in their life. Is it family? Is it work? Is it a healthy mix of both? And there are signs that are distinctively one or distinctively both. You know, it's a mixed bag. All 12 signs are different, but it really does, at the end of the day, what's important to that person. Being a parent, being a career person, being a best friend, being well liked, that all comes around knowing the signs. It helps you understand their thought process and how they cope and process things like grief, anger, emotions, their love language. Everybody reacts differently. Again, it's not going to be exactly like your birth sign, but for the most part, how you handle stress, how you handle fear and anger is genuinely characterized by astrology signs. So if you have a child that you're trying to understand, or if you're dating someone, or you have a coworker that you're always butting heads against, looking into their triggers and how they respond can help you have a better relationship with anybody. If anything, it's like counseling tips on how to get this person to understand you better. Helps you understand preferences, likes and dislikes. Each sign has pet peeves pretty much, and it has things that inspire them. Again, very generically, but overall you get a good sense of what's going to piss this person off, or what's going to turn them on, or what's going to get them interested, and what's going to make them lose focus. And you can know that by understanding and learning your astrology sign or other people's. Helps you address their quirks, their hang-ups, known triggers, or patterns. So knowing a lot about astrology can actually help you, avoid people with negative addictions, addictive personalities, narcissism, anything like that can be really detected by looking into each sign and seeing their triggers and then watching their actions. And they do a good job with pros and cons lists. Every sign has pro traits and con traits. positives about them and strikes against them. So knowing those strikes and seeing if they are acting more on the positive side of their sign than the negative. Granted, we all have good and bad days, but overall, if they're hanging out in the positive side, then that's probably a healed and healthy person. And if they aren't, it might be a karmic partner or a karmic friend. Helps you understand what they're ruled by: love, power, creativity, art. What is their biggest muse? Every sign has something different. Again, some people just can't give up on love and they're always searching for it, or they're just so obsessed with their love life and their partners. Other people, it's their career. Other people, it's music or actual literally creating art. Sometimes it's fashion. Like, again, every sign has those type of things that will help you understand them. Helps understand their priorities. Is it building an empire or a family? Again, just if you want to know if someone's compatible or if you're going to be good business partners, your core values have to be similar. They don't have to be same. Opposites do well together and work well together, but there's just some points that you're just never going to compromise with, and that can make or break a relationship. So knowing that ahead of time, that maybe you're just too incompatible. I would never sit and let astrology decide my feelings for somebody, but if you are noticing toxic patterns by their toxic traits, you can understand if this person is open and ready for a relationship, or if they need more personal work, or if they're ready to take on responsibility, or if they're a little bit dodgy with it. Knowing all that before you get into business with them would be good, right? It also helps you see if you can count on them, if they're reliable, forgetful, selfish, on time, organized. Every sign has a thing. Mine is over-analyzing, being productive at times, and overbearing a bit is the negative side. But as I'm saying this, everybody has a part of their sign that's cute, annoying, or just so classical then, Again, everything is generalized. There's only 12 signs for all of people, so you got to fit somewhere, and some of them are going to be true for you and some of them are not. You really have to be objective about it. It helps you see who is compatible and who is not, both professionally, friendship, and love. They really spell it out for you. If you study your sign, they'll be like, your sign is best paired with for friendship, love, career, whatever. They give you a nice list, and they even give you a list of who you should avoid dating or be in business with because you're just two incompatible personalities. Again, I would take it with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, if your heart is pulled in a direction, if you genuinely like someone, you should never let an astrology sign or a book or research decide that for you. Always let your gut and your heart decide. But it is helpful if you don't know much about a person and you don't know if you want to invest. It would be good to look at some signs. Let's see, did I forget anything? Oh, to figure out how to get along with them, how to calm them down or get their attention. Actually, knowing someone's astrology sign you could learn. Again, it's generalized, so it's not going to be true for everyone, but some people are food motivated, some people are action motivated, some people are music motivated. If you want to get someone's attention, knowing what motivates them is a good way to do that. Maybe you have a client you're trying to butter up. Learn their fucking astrology sign, what they prefer, day or night, what kind of overall foods do they partake in, what kind of party setting or entertaining ideas appease these people. What a way to know a client by getting in the inner psyche of them individually through astrology. It's a tool. It's a tool to help you read people, read how they're going to react or understand their thought process. It is psychology broken down into 12 categories that categorize people on this earth. There is always something beneficial to learn about your sign and yourself, but again, everything with a grain of salt. You are your own person. You believe what you believe, and that's okay. Don't let anything decide but your own soul and your own mind.